Hello and welcome along to Mondo Chelloveck Movies. My name is John, and this video is going to be my thoughts on AI being used in 4K restoration transfers. So this video is obviously coming about by the recent release of Aliens on 4K. It's widely known that there's AI used in the transfer to make this look spectacular. Now, I'm going to address a comment that I got on my video that I put out for this, and it said, any person praising how Aliens looks on UHD either has no taste or knowledge about the look of 35mm film. So I beg to differ with that comment. I have a large collection of 4Ks of various different restorations. And yes, I did like Aliens. And I do know, I know now it has AI technology used into it. I will go on to that in a minute. But if you want to check my full review of this one and Alien on 4K, do get down and check the previous review down below. So yeah, the likes of things like this, the Ten Commandments, which looks this looks spectacular in a different way to this one, the Ten Commandments. It's a 70mm print. This is unbelievable on 4K. The team went back to the original negatives, 70mm, and restored it from there. And the amount of information you get from there is absolutely incredible. Obviously, the bigger the print, 70mm being the highest one, that's the biggest amount of information you can get off, and you can get the most incredible detail and everything in colours, and it just looks absolutely spectacular. Now, if this had been AI transfer, would it have looked as good? I don't think it would have done. I do think that the best type of restoration for me is to go back to the original negatives and use them with a qualified team to go back and do that. Now, when you go back to the AI version and you get this, the sharpness in here is unbelievable. So for me, as good as I thought Aliens looked on 4K, the Ten Commandments is better because it is an honest transfer done by professionals, and they have went painstakingly through the elements. So therefore, you could say with the transfer created in here by AI, it's a bit of a cheat. Now, I'm not going to pretend I know what they did to it or how they did this, but there's two ways I can imagine AI in my mind. They can tell AI, however they do that, to say they want a certain thing done, or they can use the tools of AI to create a certain look for a movie. Now, this movie I feel, has been enhanced by the use of AI. But would it have been better if it was used, the old-fashioned way? Yes, it probably would have been. But James Cameron has chosen to use AI on this technology on this release. Now, that begs the question, is this just a James Cameron thing? Is it not something that's going to just, be his thing? A bit like 3D is a little bit, passe at the moment. Is that the way this is going to go, or is it going to become the norm? That's the question I've sort of got in my mind from watching this. Don't forget, I did really enjoy this. Now, on the back of that, recently saw a trailer or a comparison between the Blu-ray of Judge Dredd and also an AI upgrade on it. Now, what I've heard is, and I don't know, these are things that I've just heard, and I'm not too sure if this is the correct thing. This isn't a new scan from the negatives. It's the original Blu-ray has been enhanced by AI to make it look so sharp and clear. And that's how they've got the restoration. They haven't went back to the original negatives and said, right, let's do a full one on that. Maybe it might have looked even better. I don't know. But this one here, when I saw this comparison between this one and the AI 4K or UHD version of it, the sharpness and everything about it looked absolutely stunning. I couldn't believe what I was looking at. I love this film. Yes, it is a bit of a turkey in some respects, but I think it's a great film. Love Stallone. What I will say about the trailer is, well, not the trailer, the comparisons, the stills I saw. When you saw the detail on people's faces, like Stallone's and stuff like that, I mean, I'll say the same as I said about Aliens. The long shots seem to be okay. And then when you go to a close-up, it's ultra sharp. Now, on this one, when I saw it, the sharpness, because you can only see some of Stallone's face when he's got the helmet on, some of the sharpness looked a bit like over sharp. And I don't think it looked all odd or false. I just thought to myself, how can they get this Blu-ray looking so sharp? And I don't know if this is a new transfer or anything. I don't know how this AI thing got out there. I don't know if they're planning on a 4K. I don't know. Will it be a 4K of this and will it be AI enhanced? I'm not too sure. But on those screenshots I saw, the clarity for the face of Stallone especially looked almost unreal, but it looked like really, really sharp. Now, the question I'm going to ask on this video is that what they have got like legitimately from this print, or has the AI been able to create something that wasn't there in the first place? If you get the best ever 4K restoration of this film, would you get that sharpness in the face? Or is that being sort of exaggerated by AI? I'm not too sure. Recently, a good friend of mine, Paul, has sent me some trailers, AI trailers of old horror films like Jaws, but they've made them look like 50s. I'll leave the link down to Jaws one down below. It's so good how they've done it. But I'm not, I don't know if I'm right in thinking this is just me sort of mulling this over. The trailer they've got, it looks great, but it's a bit uncanny as well, as if it's not correct, but quite close to it. And these these faces they've got in there, has AI been instructed to make this trailer, or is it used as it somebody's done it and had AI like make it better? I'm not too sure because some of the trailer looks really real, others don't look real at all. The shark doesn't look real in any way, shape, or form. It's an enjoyable trailer to watch. But is this a thing? And this is the thing, I've looked on the net about this just to see if I get more information. I can't get any information about it at all. Is this a thing that with AI, is AI put in, is it just like press a button? I know you don't talk to AI, but you say, hey, make this the best movie it's ever going to look. And AI just, right, I'm going to do that. And it comes back with something. Because sometimes if you've seen the videos where you talk to AI, is supposed to have its representation of hell and it looks really odd. But AI have made that up on its own mind. This is the grey area I don't know about. So getting back to transfers and that, when you get these ones 35mm and you can get you get a team together. Arrow have got a great team and they put the sterling work in and they get the best information, the best picture, the sharpness, the colours, everything, know how to grade it. Obviously, this isn't farmed out to AI. So, if this one, which looks unbelievable, old movie 1966, it's not a brand new movie, it's not a movie that doesn't look like it's from 1966, but if this was AI'd, would this look too new? I like that this looks like from 1966. I don't want it to look like from 2016. I don't want that to happen to this movie. I want it to be honest. But I can see both sides of the coins on here because do you want to have AI run amok? Do you want to get a movie like this, which looks, you can't better this movie at all? The team have done an amazing job on this. And also as well, will AI, can't say the word, but AI, will it take over? Will these people lose their jobs? Would it be easier for somebody to say, right, I'm going to get this one, there's a button, AI is going to do the rest of it, I chuck it out, everyone's a winner apart from the consumer if the AI doesn't do a correct job on it. Because speaking of that, even human error can make mistakes because this one here, this had so much potential for me. I didn't even think about it. I thought I'm going to get this, and I was so underwhelmed by it because the use of colours, the use of sharpness, the use of everything to do with this movie because it's so vibrant and so visually stunning was so flat. Basically, it's the same as the Blu-ray. So the human error does occur, and so does AI error. Because when you see these AI enhanced videos, sometimes they look really good, sometimes they look awful, or they look wrong. The mouths don't work right, they don't blink properly, the hair's not flowing right. Sometimes they do, they look amazing. Is AI a free spirit? That's what I'm trying to get at. And would AI improve this picture quality on here? Is there some movies that lend well to AI? I'm not too sure because, like I say, I don't really understand it. But I do understand that it could become a thing that we might have to talk about a bit more. Now, if AI, as you say, if they do a version of this movie, for instance, which looks absolutely, I mean, I know it's a cheese fest, but it looks absolutely stunning on 4K. I think it's a digitally shot movie and it just looks pristine. It looks beautiful. It's got everything about it you want to see, making a 4K to look spectacular. So if it became that, and you can't, to me, you can't better this one, and it's a different type of format to your 35 millimeters. If they'd done AI, if that became the norm, and it got all these people out of a job, these people who do these amazing restorations, and they were just like kind of gone, that skill would be lost, which would be a travesty if that happened. Would this look horrendous without that personal touch? And maybe it would look to the point where it would be unwatchable. I don't think Aliens is unwatchable at all. And if you don't like Aliens, obviously you've got the old Blu-ray. If that was taken from the Blu-ray, you've basically got the Blu-ray souped up, as one of a better word. Now, is it a form of cheating? I don't know, because I am happy with it. I think it comes down to personal taste as well. If you're happy with the product and you get it, you think that's great. Now, but what I want to do is I don't want to take away people's livelihoods by just accepting the fact that AI is the new norm. I don't think it is. I don't think it will be. There's too much involved in this whole restoration thing for these, especially cult and niche movies. I don't think that they would go for AI. I would like to think that most companies, smaller companies, would remain old school, and they wouldn't feel the need to go to these extremes that maybe a bigger company or somebody like Cameron, who's a fan of technology, just to say, I'm going to get the latest gadget to fix my movie. In essence, I'm just guessing on this. I don't know, but it could be the type of thing that Cameron does feel that he wants to do because he is at the cutting edge of technology. But can that be a step too far? Now, this one here, talking about that, I mentioned this in a previous video. This one is the best looking 4K you will ever see, without a shadow of a doubt. But I hardly ever talk about it because I can't physically watch it. The movement in here, the motion smoothing, which is meant to be the way the movie was shot, it looks unnatural to me. I watched the Blu-ray on here when I watched the film. It's not a good film, if I'm honest. The premise is really good, but it's not executed in the best way. But you can't knock the 4K on here. When you put it on, you see details in here that you will never see in any other film. Obviously, there's no AI involved in this, just motion smoothing. So when they're static, it's brilliant. As soon as people start to move, especially when they walk, it looks odd. To me, it does anyway. So I'm not a fan of that. So to me, I can understand when someone says, I do agree it's a beautiful looking 4K, but the movement of it puts me off watching it, so I can't physically watch it. I don't get that feeling about Aliens at all, in any way, shape, or form. But was that a cheap way of doing the restoration? That's another question that I'm sort of thinking about. Have they done a quick fix on it to get it where it looks now? If that works for certain movies and certain big movies that aren't taking the livelihood of these smaller companies which want to put the restoration work into it, is that such a bad thing? Is it a bad thing to do it to movies that can benefit from it? I do think Aliens benefits in a large amount of it. I know that people who want the true version on the 35 millimeter prints taken off, I can understand that. I do think we're talking in the comments about it below that on the last video that some people would say they prefer to have the two versions of the movie, maybe the one that was done on the 4K restoration on the original negatives, or the AI as well on two different discs. You can have the best of both worlds, and you can take your pick. You can watch them in one week and one the next week. But also, I do not think that anybody in their right mind would do the whole restoration on the original negatives if they had no intention of really having that. Cameron has probably took the quick way out for me, although I don't know, maybe the AI takes a longer time. Maybe he's had this to be done for a while, and it's took him years to get this up to speed to do what he wanted to do. I don't know. So getting back to this one, which I would say I'm pretty sure that the company sign-offs when they did this one, and it looks absolutely astounding. I'm sure what they did with this one is they took a year because it kept getting pushed back and pushed back, and they said they were going to take as long as it took to get this one looking to the best it could ever look. So it took about a year to actually remaster this or get it to where how they were going to do it, go back the negatives, clean them up, do the whole thing on it. And it shows because this one, for me, is just one of the best 4Ks you'll ever see. of an old film, 1977. If it does, some of the hairstyles, it does throw back to that time. But if you looked at this movie, it looked like it was made tomorrow. It's so good. And there's no substitute for something like this. Now, how does it hold up to Aliens, which looks absolutely beautiful and pristine? This one, of course, looks better. Alien looks better than Aliens, but it comes down to personal preference. Do you think that if you like the look of Aliens and you watch it and you don't have any problems with it, then that's good enough, isn't it, really? I can understand both sides of the coin when someone said it's maybe taking away livelihoods. I would hate that to happen because the skills that the people have doing this type of movie and how they can get this to look the way it does is, a skill second to none. And AI shouldn't take that away. AI should be used in tandem. Maybe AI could be used in certain scenes, maybe that weren't sharp in the first place. Because you see some movies where they're a bit blurry in some scenes, but that's probably down to the way it was shot. Maybe on the fly and they never fixed it in post production. Maybe that could help with them scenes and work in tandem to get these things looking the best they could ever look. Don't forget, this is just me thinking about this. It's not me having all the answers. I don't have any of the answers to say what did AI actually do to aliens. Was it just literally pressing a button and just sitting back and having a cup of tea, coming back and say, right, that's done? Or was there a lot more to that? I don't know. There's nothing really online that tells me about this. All I do know is when you get a really great presentation on 4K that's been sort of blood, sweat, and tears has went into it. You get such a good feeling. Well, actually, you get such a good feeling when you see a good 4K. When something takes your eye, or you think, "Wow, I'm seeing something spectacular here." That's good enough for me because I think that's what 4K is. You want to see the movie in the best way. And actually, when you see something like this, you think, right, this is the best it's ever going to look. You can sort of put this one to bed and you can say, right, this is what, because how many times have we double dipped with this? I think I've double dipped with this about 5 times. I've got it to here, haven't got any of the other ones now. This is where it's stopping for me, and I'm more than happy with that. And you can turn your thoughts to other movies, and it's great to see these movies coming out. But to wrap this video up, it is a quandary at the moment that maybe it's a nothing. Maybe it's been going to be done with Cameron's movies and nothing else. But the fact I saw this comparison used for Judge Dredd made me think maybe there's a lot more out there. And what lengths will it go to? Will it completely overtake this slot? I don't think yet, because I'm more into the cult stuff than I am in the big blockbusters. I do like them, but give me one of these movies any day. And I don't think that'll affect this side of the market at all. But the big side of the market, maybe these ones that big blockbusters, maybe they might turn to AI to get them to where they should be. And that might be a problem for them because as good as I think aliens look, maybe they'll do a mess on other ones where they'll make it look like Gemini Man, a little bit weird and a bit strange to look at. I know some people say that they can't get away with the way that aliens looked, and that's fair enough. It is personal choice at the end of the day, and it's something that it's got a lot of people talking about on here. But I've never watched too many videos on it, I must admit. But I've never heard anybody coming out with a definitive way on how AI is used in a transfer. I've heard a lot of things about AI's being used in there, but what does it mean? What does AI mean when it's used into a transfer? Is it the fact that it's doing the whole thing for somebody? It's literally someone pressing a button, or are they using it as a powerful tool to get this movie looking a different type of spectacular? Yeah, so that's my thoughts on it. It's an interesting thing which until Aliens come up and it was talked about, I don't know about the Abyss and True Lies, maybe that was used as well. And maybe in True Lies' case, which I haven't seen, maybe the AI got it a little bit wrong in places. Maybe in the Abyss, it got it right in most of the scenes. For me, the Aliens, it does have a few scenes where you can notice it's not. There's definite trickery used in the film where you can see certain things, but then again, you can see certain things you've never seen before. Isn't that good? I will go between the Blu-ray and that set, as I've talked about on my previous video down below, about the fact that the Blu-ray looks really good, and you can tell that's come from the same way that the AI is used probably, but it hasn't got the enhancements, so it's not super sharp, but it's a really good um, sort of version of the movie. And to answer the comment at the start of this video, even though I do think Aliens looks good to me, and I like that presentation, it doesn't mean to say that I know nothing about 4K. I do know that if you get a good 70mm, 35mm, go back to the original negatives, clean them up, do everything to do with that, and put HDR on it, it will look spectacular. That is obvious. And I think that a lot of people who have said they do like this one do understand that it has been tinkered with, but they are all right with that. They think that the tinkering has made this movie look better to them. And if they're pleased with that presentation, then that's a job done for that particular person. But the people who comment on it say that they like this, they comment on my videos all the time, and I do know that they've got a good knowledge of 4K and how it works. And they do know about 4K when they say it. Not everyone likes this 4K, and that's just the way it is. So yes, so an interesting topic for sure. Will honest restorations pull through? Will AI take over? Who knows? It'll be interesting to see. And will AI make a mess in the future? Will honest restorations make in the future? Will there be a battle? Who knows? Be interesting to find out. So, thanks for watching. You take care, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.